We're here in Amsterdam at the HR World Congress in the RAI, back in Amsterdam after 2 years in Paris. And next to me is Martyn from RoboRecruiter. He's got the same name but with a Y. Tell me, RoboRecruiter, what is it?
So RoboRecruiter is a chatbot solution. Using Robo, we can facilitate conversations between employers and job seekers, candidates, whatever you want to call them. There are various uses of it. You can imagine all the conversations that a recruiter can have. However, our clients ask us to specialise in two different areas. One being the candidate registration and job application process, where we can have an immediate engagement with those candidates on behalf of the client and improve the candidate experience level, candidate engagement level, but also the brand engagement level as well on behalf of the client. The other use case that our clients ask us to work with is candidate and database reactivation, which is actually the most powerful and valuable use of RoboRecruiter. We go back on their database, so an employer might have a database that's got tens of thousands of people in them, but when they're looking for a new person for a role, they generally only concentrate on the last couple of percent that they've brought in, and they bring in new people. What we can do for them is work with the database that they haven't used in several years, and we can mine through that using conversations with those candidates to see who's still available looking for a role with that employer. And that's where the biggest value of using a chatbot has come in from our client's perspective.
So can you tell something from how does it work for the recruiter? Where does he or she start?
Sure. So we build a conversation with that recruiter or with that company. What we like to do is make sure that the language is engaging, so we don't just let them run wild with it. We want to work with them to make sure they get the most success out of it. And then what happens is a candidate is presented with an opportunity to have that conversation with an online chatbot, whether it be based on a screen on a PC or a laptop, or whether it's based over a mobile phone, on platforms that the candidate's used to, such as Facebook Messenger, Skype Messenger, or our own bot platform that looks like the same kind of text message system that you'd use every day on your mobile phone. The recruiter works with us, builds up the conversation, and invites the candidate in to have that conversation with Robo on behalf of that recruiter.
So, and do you have to put a job description in it, or how do you know which candidates are useful for the job you're looking for?
Yeah, it all depends on the situation. If we're looking to vet a candidate for a role, then what we'll do is we'll work with the recruiter to understand the location, the salary, the top 3 skills required for that role. And we'll then go and ask the candidate those questions. Where are you based? Are you in commuting distance to where the job's located? What salary are you looking for? Does it match with the same hourly, daily or annual rate of the salary that the job is? And also, what are your top 3 skills? And how long have you had experience in those skills for? And therefore, we can then provide not only a matrix that shows a call list or a long list of candidates that match your criteria, but we can also show the recruiter those candidates that match their criteria and have engaged with the entire conversation from start to finish. So it shows a slightly different metric in terms of candidate engagement as well. They're your gold star candidates that you want to be talking to.
So as you're making more qualitative candidates, but also you can have who are really interested in the job, so you can contact them first.
Absolutely, and absolutely. You make a good point about contacting them first. What we're not trying to do at RoboRecruiter is try to replace the recruiter. We're trying to give the recruiter a tool to use to support them, to remove some of the mundanity in their everyday roles, so that they can get on with doing a job of being a really good recruitment consultant, being a really good recruiter, and being able to have those worthwhile, meaningful conversations over the phone, face-to-face or via video with their candidates.
So what kind of companies are using it? Agencies or corporates?
Both, actually. We find a lot of uses in both recruitment agencies and corporates as well. We have clients in the UK, in the US and continental Europe that are a mixture of both agency and corporates as well. We started off very much focused on the agency world because that's where we come from as a team of people at Robo. We're all ex-agency, and that's where we felt we could bring most value to the table. We know the struggles that an agency recruiter goes through, but we also know the struggles that a recruiter in a corporate goes through because they're the same. There's no difference. clients. So we've found we've had some really worthwhile conversations and some really worthwhile clients within the corporate environment as well.
Is it already multilingual or is it only English?
No, we started off English when we launched earlier on in the year. We're now multilingual and we cover the vast majority of European languages. In our next release, we're going to be launching in other languages such as Japanese once we get the character set sorted. But right now we're multilingual across European languages.
So already Dutch?
Already Dutch, that was our first foreign language.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got some customer names? Can you mention something?
Unfortunately, I can't. We are working with some of the world's largest recruitment companies, and they have an operation within the Netherlands that we're working with them on, which is why our first language was Dutch.
Perfect. What are your plans for next year?
We're really excited about next year. As we look to grow the business, we also look to improve the technology. We're hoping that by the second half of next year, we'd have brought some machine learning aspects into the technology. We're also looking to make incremental enhancements as well, like the languages, like the reporting and the analytics that comes out at the other end, so that the recruiters and the users of the systems know where the system's a success and where it can be improved, and we work with them on that. But the reporting and the analytics is a really important part of our next release, actually.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Martyn. Thanks.